perfect weather conditions. Umpire holds it aloft. This is where I'm going to walk, this is where I'm going to back out, and this is where I'm putting it in the air, and up it goes. Ruckman wrestle, no clear winner out of the middle, stacks on the mill, and the umpire says, give it to me. Dallenberg gets up, then Nhill hands the ball back, up it goes again, the wrestle, Montague backs up, comes down to the ground, dumped forward by Jack Williams, and Silver's back in the hole, taking the easy slot, he's long over. Brings it out the side of the ground, not a good kick, trying to get back onto it for Simon Hobbs. Turn over, Nhill trying to work it out, McQueen ducked the head, slung to the ground, umpire said no opportunity to get rid of it. So we'll have another ball up.
Early days, you put umpiring there, Coots.
Yeah, it was. Up in here it goes.
Hodges is a solid fella, isn't he?
Long lad takes it. It's around, kicked by Williams towards goals quick, Porter comes out, once again 2 or 3 there, Hobbs on the ground. He's sort of lost the footy a little bit, had it in his hands and bobbled out, and as soon as that went to bobble, he missed the opportunity to get rid of it. Dimboola promising for a start, working their way forward, Batson down. They get it out again from McQueen, brings it around the boundary. Oh, that's nearly pushing the back, umpire let it go. Have a little long, Dimboola kick goes, brings it into the middle to Folder. He gets it off to Miller. Miller normally beautifully by foot finds his O'Donnell and goes straight up the guts, and that's a beautiful kick. And lace out to Benjamin Brett, and he's a silky left foot kick that just about back him in. From here, he's got to kick it from about 52, but does have Willie run out on his left and get a bit of pace up.
That's what I want to see more from Danny Miller too, guys, that putting the ball into the corridor because he uses it so well. That was huge advantage then. Very good decision.
Nice kick,
Correct. On the run away, inside the square he starts his run up from. Very deliberate, spinning the ball in his hand, now loops out to the left and goes thump. And he's hooked it the way he ran, kicked across his body, and through, out the full. So it didn't register, but East, so many players do that, they run that hard and that's where it kicks. So Batson across goal short, finds his teammate in Albrecht. Albrecht down further, they work it out, this is Honeyman. He's a little chip over the top, it's a killer kick for Dallenberg, but he gets the free kick, does Lucas Dallenberg.
He stood under it well, though, didn't he?
Lucas Dallenberg holds on to the footy. Long down the line, floating kick will stay in. Goes out on the full, and she's a turnover, and the ball will take the free kick from just forward centre wing.
Cuts the effort to mark that poor kick.
Yeah, bring it back in. Miller again will bring the ball back in. Trust is up full. He goes down now, looking up there in front there, over the top tall. He comes out and takes it to grabbed it twice, then quickly gets in, comes into the middle there. McDonough, who just jumps in the hole there, Eastie, and he hit him up, and it was a good kick too.
How good was that though to see him
up just outside 50? He's got a man on out wide, and it goes to him. I think it is Williams. It is Williams. This is about his 3rd possession. Eastie, he's been prolific at the minute, so he comes in.
They've had all the attacking covers, they need a goal here.
This is Jack Williams coming in, lines up, kicks from 49. Kicks is on its way, it won't make the distance, over the top, they get a fist to it, down on the ground, now picked up there, can't pick it up, was it Kennedy? Did, kept it in though, kept it in, Reid, underground handball to Honeyman, back out, again, kicked around the corner, but Moore's going to stand in the road, just outside 50, takes the mark, what's going to go on here?
50, yeah, 50. Bone came in from the side, wasn't called bone or anything, and just straight encroached and realised he couldn't go. Stopped, but it was too late. She's green.
So Moore will go back and he'll kick from a couple of metres out, pretty much directly in front, and he'll put this through for sure. So this was for the first goal was Andrew Moore could put their first score on the board.
When he kicks this goal, Coots, I've got a question for you.
Comes in, lines up, comes in. Only 5 metres out, kicks and straight through the whole thing. Through to their first goal. So they go
50-metre penalty and the man on the mark is 52 metres out from goal, wouldn't you go to the goal square and be directly in front?
Directly in front, 2 metres out.
Yeah, you would go, yeah.
Just clarify.
Yeah, no. I took that too.
They took him to the edge, they
Yeah.
took him on his line, they took him to 50, but they kept him on his
Normally they do, they put him out.
No,
If he's in the square, if he stands in the square,
That's where they go straight out.
they get back to the middle. One straight. Dimboola yet to score. Nhill have not gone in forward at the centre really, Nhill at all. So the first 5 minutes has been all the ruse.
Yeah, and they're using the ball long and direct, which has been good to watch.
So up it goes again. Ruckman Marshall bats him with it down. And took it to Miller by hand. They work it out quickly. Upping it forward there was Will Griffiths. The ball kick. And it's straight in the box seat.
That's a good start.
Goes down the scoreboard side of the ground. Could have been an arm chop. Umpire says play on. Trying to get onto it there. Wrapping it up. They're trying to flick it out. Now comes a Snyder over the top. Loopy handball. He just didn't take it with him. That was Hodges. Now they get it forward. Long lead, but sitting back there taking the mark is O'Neill. So O'Neill, little handball around the back to Clugston. Clugston, long hit, shooting the ice from the sun. And trying to mark this kick, couldn't get it. Quick handball off. In the long sleeve jumper is Kane. Umpire said play. Hodges trying to get out. Almost to throw out for more. He slaps it on the boot. Attacking the footy, comes over the top now, and the ball gets something. Nearly held over Simon Hobbs, Albrecht gets it. Now he's tackled and bounced out of his hands and over the line and out of bounds for Johnson and Sashi. The trusted premium paying store exporter. 6 minutes into this first quarter. Actually an appealing team for Lowen.
Albrecht's got good for Nhill, it's going to stand back.
Bats him down beautifully. Gets it out to Delaware. Long, bit of a wrestle. Big fist on there. He's back now, Delaware again.
Good thinking too by Donahue, because he just pushed himself into the contest, knew he'd be wrapped up and into the round.
That's it, that's it, gets it down again with Delaware. Just fumbled there though, good enough to get the handball out. Gave it out there to Van Jones. Jones gets it in forward, now it's Dimboola, they pick it up, tackle though, gone to ground, picked up there by Polner, and he's tackled to the ground. And umpire says good for him. Dimboola 1 goal 6, and Nhill have yet to score. 20 or 30 metres out from Nill's goal, up they go. McDonald who gets it down, then it's just tackled as well on the ground. Just a scrum there, and we'll have another ball up 25 metres out. And Hodges, Easty, that you were talking about, that was him. Go again. McDonald who gets it down, Ben Miller's there. Just going to be a scrap again. And the ball didn't ever go anywhere. The ball just stayed in where they threw it up. And they all jumped on the ball. We'll have another ball up. They go again, McDonald, they push out of the road. Dellenberg had it, Nhill lost it, and that's come back out. The Queen's there. Around the corner there was Hiscock. Up high in there, can they take a mark? They can't, it comes down, O'Neill come through. Now they come through now, is Nhill. Tackle, gone to ground, is that dropping the ball? No, it's going to be a ball up. No, he's dropping the ball, yep, I thought so. Quickly gets it on out to Lamp, takes a bounce. This is Dylan Ladd on the left foot, comes inside again. Couldn't take the mark, couldn't get it up, then they get it back here again. This is Nhill, they get it there, over the top of Simon Hobbs, gets it back out to Lamp. Goes over to Ben Miller, round the body again. Can he take a mark? There's Calder there. Calder couldn't take the mark, then butters up, goes one way, the other way, then gets a kick into the forward line on the ice kick, comes, keep it there, was Hobbs over the top of Dellenberg, give it to the running McQueen, took a bounce, comes through the middle, centre corridor, looks up there for Hodges, Hodges just strength and then tackled on the ground, good tackle, good play by Hodges, but it was good tackle by Polner though, just to hold him up. So 1 goal 6 to Nhill haven't hit the scoreboard yet.
Perfect conditions for footy. Miller trying to flick it out. Really scrappy at the moment. A little kick forward. He's a play too far and Miller chops it off. Brings it up. Miller catches got to sit towards Jack. Sits for him nicely. Trying to stay on his right foot. Then goes back in. He goes out to Ross. Ross with the play kicks it long to corner. That's perfect.
And there's this been entertaining to watch. They're going to Calder when they can, one-on-one, and he hasn't let him down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, hands taken 2 marks, got hands to another one, and then fed it off to Simon Hobbs. He should have marked it at centre half forward, but spilled it. Now Calder will kick from 50. First quick goal, kicking back, comes in, runs a bit of an art. Kick is smothered by Alexander, then he follows it up, has a look behind, goes short, hits his target up in Marshman, he on his left foot, long kick down the line, O'Neill, 1 grab, 2 grabs over the line, and that is a ball in. It's a ball in, well and truly.
Good decision.
The goal, well and truly correct decision. He held his hand on the seat when he took the second grab. So for Johnson and Sashi, we'll have another boundary throw in. Supporting local growers.
Jack, one out! Jack, one out!
Coming through Saka. Back to Deep Roberts. Deep Roberts normally hits his target. Last a lot there. Backing around McQueen. Kicks around the corner. Clarkston didn't get any height in it. And in the goal square, Clarkston takes it.
They need to score, Reesty.
Yep. Another lead by goal. More up their hands to it. Held on to pick there. Comes over the top to Ross. He loves to run. Gives it off to Miller. Miller wants to get on his left foot. Now handball back to Moore. Going backwards sideways. Now he goes longer. Not a good kick. But he intercepted easily. Just lost momentum as they came down the side.
This is Reed. This is the new guy.
Yeah, you can identify him. One purple, one green boot.
Yeah.
So it goes long. Got another pair exactly the same colour apparently.
They're for next week.
Some more. They bring it around again. Oh, I should have taken the mark there with Dickinson. He didn't. And he kicked it on. It's just scrappy footy over those in
A lot of pressure though, there's a lot of pressure being applied by both sides. Early in the game.
Dimboola lead by goal. Again, the ball kick gets over the top, trying to slip through. Comes back. This is Garrett. To Mitch. He goes back to the half back. Into the middle of Batson. Batson on the cricket pitch. Can load up. Looks for a lead. Now goes long to the square. McQueen over the back. Got it on ink on the second grab. Great work. And again, Easty, when a side goes long direct, you put the defence under pressure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So McQueen from point blank range to level this all up at 1 goal apiece.
Been good McQueen, hasn't he?
Round the corner on his left. Not that far.
He'll kick it. He'll kick it. Bang him in, Easty.
Yeah, I'll back him.
2 metres off the square. No one behind us. Well, that is a goal, and we're all tied up at 1 goal apiece on the left for the scoreboard. But both sides look good when they kick long.
Oh, definitely. Both teams have taken the advantage when they do go long and they're going direct. And they're playing a bit more corridor football from both sides. I couldn't understand that last out from Dimboola in their defensive 50. They kicked to a 3-on-1 contest out here right underneath us. And that's where the ball got turned over. Good pressure again from the Dimboola players, but Nhill were able to feed 2 or 3 handballs. Beautiful kick into Batson, and he, as we know, can kick a football superbly. Jake McQueen, great mark, great finish.
That's back to their old style, Easty.
Yep.
They just, when they do, for 2 or 3 minutes they do it well, and then they just go back into the old style.
Decision making.
So back in the centre again, McDonough against Batson. That's a huge man, Batson. He's coming up nearly 40 though, Batson, so he does a good job, gets the tap there. Now they get it out there. That was over there, down in, as you said, it was Hodges, couldn't get it down there. Couldn't get to take the mark in, the tackle was it's too wide, so Hunter gets it out wide. It's up to Sellers, he couldn't take the mark. Now he's tackled by 2 players. That wasn't a great kick, wasn't a great effort to mark the ball though, Easty, in a day like this.
They want to take them.
So McDonough again up against Zanker. McDonough gets it down to Moore. To Lamp, that's Jack Lamp, gets it in forward again, coming out, taking the mark there. And out there too by Kennedy. Kennedy gets it in the forward line this time, coming out over the top. And Calder just read it better than his opponent there.
Geez, I'm enjoying Ben Hill's game early in the piece. He is going long at the wreck. And
He has had so Calder just read that better than others.
But a good kick from Ben Hill to set him up because he was behind Alexander. Alexander did everything right, but just got too far under the foot.
Nice kick from him.
Nick Gawley was expecting it long to the square and was heading back to square, and Miller sort of cut it on a bit of a 45. They had enough length in it to call to get to it.
He'll kick this. He's from 30 metres out, directly in front. Normally a nice kick. Comes in, kicks, and has put it through over the outside. So they go to 2 goals 12, and Nhill are 1 goal 6.
And I think that's his range there. He wants to be marking 30 to 40 out. Like, I just watched him when he was on the 50 before the footy got smothered. He tried to arc around and play on. He didn't give himself a big enough arc.
Well, even then, though, he kicked the ball from 30 metres out. He didn't go real high.
No.
He just made the distance,
I think, but I think the market will be having his set shots from that 30 to 40 metre range or closer. I think that's when he's super accurate.
16 minutes, nearly 16 minutes into this first quarter. Not going to be a high scoring game, East. There's plenty of pressure on though from both sides. Yeah, good pressure from both sides.
Really good pressure.
He's back in the middle again, McDonough. McDonough's a bigger man than you think he is.
Yes, he is.
Quite a big lad.
Yep.
Comes up against Batson, back in the ruck again. Umpire throws it up, Batson again. Gives him an armchair right in there. Then they get it back out to dropping the ball. And then that's by that Miller again. Miller's been probably the best player on the ground. Goes to Jack Lamb. Comes back out, that's too high now. Left it there. Jack Lamb on the left foot. Gets it into Calder again, and Calder comes out, and Julie takes the mark on the chest. And he'll go back and kick for his second goal from on a 45-degree angle, Eastie, 50-degree angle.
Shouldn't miss.
Yeah, he's only 25 metres out. That's his distance though, as we said. Yeah, no, absolutely. So he'll go back and should put his second on the board.
Just enjoying watching Dimboola go quicker.
Yeah, a lot better.
Don't they look a different side?
Absolutely, a lot better side when they. Well, every side is cool. Yes. When they move the ball quick. It comes in, Calder, kicks, nice kick too. Has not moved the goal umpire. It's absolutely directly over 10. And he puts their third goal on the board. So they go to 3 goals 18. Nhill are 1 goal 6 at the 17-minute mark of this first quarter, Eastie.
I said to Jeff Parrish one day, how come you're such an accurate goal kicker? And he said, I just kicked the footy straight over the goal umpire's hat. And that's exactly what Calder's done with his last 2 kicks. The goal umpire has not had to move an inch, Cooks.
Nearly 18 minutes gone, and that's different side when they get the ball in quick. Not a lot of talk. Deep Roberts got mown down very quickly.
You'd be a bit disappointed with the voice around you in those circumstances.
Peter Ryan and Jacob Queen won't be overly happy at quarter time. He's back in the middle of goes. They've got him down to Dylan Lamb. He's kicked the 9-iron high towards Jack Lamb. He's marked it easily in front of Kennedy, and he's a big kick of the footy.
Oh, he'll make the distance without a worry. But
this will be good reward for a good quarter of footy at the moment.
And once again, out of the middle, long into the forward line. One-on-one competition, back your teammates in to win those contests, and that's what Jack Lamb's done. He's outmarked his opponent.
Could be like Shellen Beadsman this time, mate. He kicks the ball a long, long way. So he'll make the distance.
Oh, you'll make the distance.
Donohue's just come off for a spell. It comes on, crosses the 50 now, Land gets to his speed, just chips it really and strips it to the left. Didn't follow through on it at all, and that is the first blemish of the day for either side. And the length on the scoreboard 3-1-9-9, straight 6, and then all over the top, try and walk it over the fence with Kennedy, long down the centre wing, 1-on-1 contest, Dylan Lamb was filled. And that's why I said he's more indeed. He will take the 3 kicks. Oh, gee, that's been reversed because Lamb had the jumper held and the umpire pointed that way, and then the other umpires come in. So pointing the long way, good interception by Moore. The ball just look as if they're up and about today, Esty. Look at different side at the moment, running hard and working together as a team. Now it goes one and down the line. Contest, Dylan there, turn over, Nhill to try and work it forward, Queen tried to flick it over into the top, tries to go inside, they're really in trouble, back over, put down, below in particular, Moore chopped it up, he got into it to Miller, and a free kick for Sling down the ground against the more so as it coming back against the Bloods.
I would have thought that's downfield. I know it's only a matter of 10 metres, but
don't get to it. Not once have we seen him go sideways so far.
it's good to see. You've been very impressed with what we're seeing so far.
Happy to kick to a contest, a 1-on-1 or 2-on-2, can rack up stats going sideways for easy possession. Comes out to McQueen, little chip into danger. Oh, good mark, because that was right in the corner, and Albrecht's been good. Now called the play on, it goes out wider towards the scoreboard. Got an easy target out down Kennedy, I think it is. Not something, he's really working hard back into the fence. He's got nowhere to go, so it's a worm-burning kick in foot. Riders had 2 grabs, now he kicks long. Holder in the box seat, gets over the top and will run right across the goal face and out of bounds down there in front. Number of supporters. Down Pilots right back in, but in a QL team. You'll need one here. And okay, puts it out to there. Over the top it comes to Hunter. Back to Ross. Ross back to Darwin. And it's not a good kick. And easily taken those out. Zanker back into the hot spot with a floating mongrel kick. Puts his teammates under pressure. Kennedy tried to come through. Couldn't take with him. More being good. Handball off to Miller. Miller now out wide on his right foot to Jack Lance. Centre wing and he can run. Goes long. 1-on-1. Calder and Alexander. Gets over the top. Trying to get back and lend a bit of a hand is Honeyman. Good work by Calder, applies a lot of pressure by hand to McQueen. Goes one way, then the other. Now he can bring it back into Albrecht, a half-back who's been very good. He can bring it really wide because he's got Dickinson out here after all, and Snyder's got it. This is where Dickinson is. Got the peroxide in the hand, and he can go from centre wing.
Dickinson on the true centre wing position, goes down the line, looking in there, coming out, taking the mark, good mark too. And this is young Bone, this is Xavier Bone, probably first time we've called him, gets it in the forward line. Can he take a mark? A free kick's going to have to go. Well, I thought it was the other way, but it goes to O'Neill. Gets it back out to Cluxton, takes a bounce on the outer side. Goes, no way to where to kick it to, then does though. It's going to work out. Down the line, they kick down the line this time, coming out over the top. It's going to be all nil here though, picked up by Dallenberg. That's Mick Dallenberg. Over the top, then kick down the line. No one there. Hobbs is there. This is Simon Hobbs. Gets it back out again to Clugston. Clugston down the line this time. Going to be nearly straight back to Nhill though. Just in there, coming through there was Kennedy. Picked it up there. Gives a handball back out to McDonough. Back over to Miller. Miller on the right foot to Jack Lant. Tapped it over to Ross. Ross back to Lant. Jack Lant, he'll have a flying shot. Kicks it in the forward line. Ken Calder and Calder just goes back and takes the mark.
Right,
just two. Yeah, good, great kick. Yeah, great kick.
You know, early days,
he was.
No, he wasn't. Jack Lane in the past would have blazed in and would have kicked the point, but he set that ball up the top of the goal square. No, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there.
I reckon you're going to lose. You're going to lose the election 2 votes to 1.
This is Calder's third goal, and he has, and he thinks his third goal. So they've gone to 4 goals, 1, 25 to 1 goal, straight nil at the 24-minute mark of this first quarter. They're looking to good save.
Oh, look.
Dimboola, don't they? Yeah.
If Dimboola can maintain this
Nhill
sort of
just got
football.
fumbles and makes him a lot of mistakes. Nhill.
You know, one thing that's really standing up well is the Dimboola back line.
Yep.
It's really been solid today. Oh, they've done a great job.
So back in the middle this time. That's back in the ruck this time.
He's been well on top.
He has. Runs up against Campbell, over the top there. Campbell brings it up there. Then they get it out to Lamp again. That's Dylan Lamp. Around the left foot, just had a flying shot. Alexander comes out, couldn't get the ball in. Coming through there was Rudy. Could have been too high, didn't. Goes out wide, picks up Ryland Snyder, was it? No, it's Dallenberg. Comes out wide and taking the mark there by Kennedy. This is Kennedy down the line again, comes in again and hits up the big fella in Batson. Batson flicks onto the right foot, going through the middle there. They do, come through the Dellenberg over to Roberts. Roberts into the forward line, coming up with a beautiful kick. Beautiful kick, he goes to McQueen, directly in front, about 35, 40 metres out. He kicked from 40 metres out.
He'll kick this, Tyler.
I think he will too. They need it too though, Eastie. 4-1-25 to 1 goal, so they need a goal badly here. Yeah. Yeah,
The
you're
way
right.
we Aussie.
Yeah, so McQueen directly in front. Will kick from 40. Normally a good kick, Eastie. You think he should kick this. Absolutely, certainly being the joint coach. Comes in, Jake McQueen kicks, and I think he'll kick the goal. Yeah, he has kicked the goal. That's a fantastic kick.
Excellent passage of
Great.
play there.
Yeah, no, it was. That was better from Nhill, wasn't it? So they go to 2 goals 12. So Dimboola are 4-1-25 nearly at the 26-minute mark of this first quarter, boys.
Love leading to deep Rob's.
Yeah, no, deep
come
Rob's,
through the
yeah,
middle
beautiful.
space and
How
put
good a
it
pass
straight
was
up the
that?
middle.
The thing about that too, Eastie, I love that they went through the corridor.
Yeah, straight in the
Corridor, mate. Shortest way home.
It is.
Absolutely.
Back in the middle. That's a fair influence. I'd love to see him as winning the tackle
Oh,
just to
mate.
clear the area by a metre or two
Yeah.
easy rather than dropping them at his feet.
Yeah, no, just exactly. Get a fist on it and open it up.
Up it goes, he jumps, just palm down and then follows up, gets hands to kick to it, and Bonnie threw it out. And the umpire said, you did throw it out. You turn over, and Lucas down.
Been good, Lucas.
Yes.
Yes. Been good.
Getting short up the middle, trying to polite us. Stands on the middle. Got rid of place far too easy. Then picked it up as a flying ping towards goals over the top. Oh, he just couldn't hold on to it. McQueen just slipped out of the end of the fingers. And we have a boundary throw in for Lowen.
Wasn't a great kick from Schneider, but great body work.
Knocks it over around. Ross gets it to land. They work it out to Miller. He's had more kicks on his right foot today than he's had all the last 10 years. Comes to land, he got the footy, play on, turnover, comes back to Politis. He kicks it long to the square. Queen in front, but taking the ground. Zanka's wrapped up and held on to. And there goes the siren. So an entertaining first quarter with a different brand of football. There's a bit of a push and a shove. Happens. Different brand of footy from Dimboola, an impressive brand of footy, and they head into the quarter time breaks. 4-1-25, leading Nhill 2 straight 12. We'll take a break and be back with a summary of the first quarter shortly.
You are being a little too about John Ross going into the forward.
Yep.
And he said, yeah, it'd be a good tactic to use, but at the moment we're just happy with the run that he's giving off the wing.
Help you to get off the ground and do a bit of circuit work, so the umpire holds it all off. We're underway. Second quarter, thanks to Precision Ag Solutions. In the air it goes. Batson, nobody took it. And I don't know why the umpire's going to call it back.
He threw it up.
The ruckman just couldn't get there. They were wrestling and didn't want to get to it. So the secondary throw up it goes. Batson palms it down. Miller takes it straight away, wrapped up. I think he had his hand arm held even before he got to the full goal where he put the clamps on him. So it's like Dellenberg not throwing over the Politis couldn't take it with it. Now Dellenberg's on the bottom again. Another ball up. Through the whole process again. It's moved about 15 metres off the centre circle. Nhill going towards the Horsham end. Nhill down towards the middle. Lang trying to get through. Still on the bottom of it. Trying to fight for it. Again, we're wrapped up. And we have another ball up again. So that's better. Tried to clear the area. The Politis couldn't take it. And again, they moved it 4 or 5 metres and ball up number 6.
That's 2 there. Politis has missed the ball though. Goes through his hands.
Kicked over the top. Dellenberg got a free kick for high. Umpire was blindsided and he let it go there. Goals it. Up to the leg. The head. Again. Over the top of on the left foot. Schneider in the race for the ball with Cluxton. Cluxton gets there first, trying to keep it in. Just paddles against the boundary line. Now it's carried over. The Johnson Musashi. Comes down. Now, to Ross, he went kick it, dropped the footing, and it would hold over the line and out of bounds. So we'll go through the whole process again.
Again, playing this time. Two big fellas again, Jacob and McDonough. McDonough gets it down, coming back out again. And now was McQueen, he got shoved off the ball though, come back to McDonough. Is that a free kick? It's not, to Roberts. Comes back to O'Neill around the corner. Then they get up over to Ross. Ross handballs over to Lant. This is Dylan Lant on the left foot, goes down the line again. Not a great kick, it hits up and supported. And Hiscock. So Hiscock, then nowhere to go, goes back in the middle. Hits up Batson. Batson in the centre of the ground, or back in the corridor. Got a man out here in Reed, he'll go to him. He's got a man out here in Honeyman, which he'll go to now. So Honeyman between wing and half forward can go. Get it long into the forward line. And that's not a bad kick either. It's going to hit the mark. And Young Bone's going to take the mark at centre half forward. This is Xavier Bone. Deep quiet. But can play a bit. He's still got a bit of ability, this lad. Will kick from 50 though on a 45-degree angle.
He's a nice kicker.
So he is. So Young Bone. This is Xavier Bone. Will come in and shoot from right on 50, 45-degree angle, comes in, kicks on the 50, high, long, gets into the goal square, over the top was, Schneider just could not, just cuts on the line, got his hand to it, then they bring the ball back in again, go to Jack Lamb, that's brought in there by Thompson again, Jack Lamb here, comes out wide and high, up over the top, good mark by Simon Hobbs. That's what we like to see from Simon Hobbs. Yeah, he is. Simon's been better. Not a great kick though. Goes to Albrecht. He couldn't get it though. Then picked up again. Goes to that man in Kennedy. Williams. Williams is there. Goes back. Goes back out. Ducked his head. Is that too high? Lucky there. Lucky Reed. Yep. Absolutely ducked his head there. 4-1-25, 2-1-13 Nhill. Donahue up against Batson. It's in the front. Batson gets it tapped down again. They win the ball out of the contest. That was Delaware. Comes back around out to McQueen on the left. That's dangerous though. Comes back in the corridor. Got to get two hands up, mate. Alexander's there. Then tackle. Then they pick it up. They get out of trouble this time. Around the body there again. Comes over out wide. Goes to Jones. He gets there first. Does. Then comes back out there again to Albrecht. Got the running player there in that man in Hiscock. Hiscock down the line, comes into the middle of the ground. Good hit up to Dickinson. Dickinson down the line this time. A lead out again by Xavier Bone. Coming through there, nearly could have been a free kick. Umpire let it go. Dylan Lance in there, goes to ground, crosses his arms and says, give it to me. Between wing and half forward going towards Nill's goal. 4-1-25, 2-1 Nhill 13.
Right from the throw up. Here it goes. Donahue gets it down to Miller. Puts down ball up. He's got the line. Jack Lamb uses his body, just pushes it right out the way. It bounced for him. He's run now. Lay on the umpire says. Trying to work it through with Simon Hobbs. Now, Benjamin Brett picks it up. Left foot, high ball. Can call to get there. He can. Great work. Great work. That puts it by Reed. And spin it back from O'Donoghue. Back into Williams. And Williams takes the mark. Goes short. Oh, that's poor checking. Poor checking. And this will lead Mitch O'Donnell. We are right behind this one.
As you said, had a lot of injuries throughout his career, but a player of his quality, you'd expect him to kick this course.
Oh, well, you would.
Straight through the middle. He kicks the first of the second quarter.
chicken there, Rusty.
13.
Nice loose chicken.
3 goals and 6 minutes 48.
A bit colder, preoccupied there, Cooks. They all ran
Yep.
back to him. Left O'Donnell out by himself, and very good play to spot him up.
Precision Farm Solutions. Your peak efficient seeding, spraying and cropping.
Blokes like Politis, they need to get him into the game, Rusty.
Yes.
Be quiet, very quiet, and Roberts has been very quiet too. But they need to get him more into the game for Nhill to have any chance of winning this. You need your good players getting their hands on the ball, Rusty.
Yes.
And there's 5 or 6 good players that haven't really got their hands on the ball yet. And Nhill.
That's it to Ross. He handballs it in front of himself. It's pushed over. Getting back on the footy is the Dr. Jones. Comes in to Dickinson. To Hodges. Hodges turns on the step inside out. Torpedo. Bounces outside 50. Set up beautiful for Benny Miller. He takes it and then just kicks it to Dylan there. Yeah, go over there to see him if he wants him. Goes rolling up. Williams. He takes it. Called up.
Nah, the umpires brought it back and said that it was a push. I thought it was good body work.
It's not safe now. It's perfect. There's a win there.
Running through is Jared Ellenberg. Long, not a good kick. Clugston should have held on to it. Off the ground goes Snyder. Zanka's got it. No, he didn't. Went to ground. O'Neill wraps it up. Fights tooth and nail. Trying to get out. O'Neill got it now. Knocked out of his hands. Play on the umpire says out of mid-air was Politis. And it went to the right of the stick. Through for and Warner score, but frantic there in the goal square.
Darren Dellenberg should have made more of that football. That kick in was very poor for a player of his quality.
Boy, Benny Miller, point! 31.
Point!
Get on there in the back pocket. Got the big fella going here, Eddie, outside 50. Quinn got back in him. Back to McGonigal. Miller holds on to it now. Nearly the centre wing. Got the Dylan there, cruising past. He goes short to his brother Jack. Jack. Into a bit of trouble, so he's got to kick long. More out front, couldn't hold on to it, comes to the ground. Oh, Williams is too quick a hand, comes out, and that's going to be out on the full. Out on the full with ease, there's no doubt about that one. It was in the bar and then more he took that. He's taking the top off a can. There was that deep in. And Nhill. Half back. Nobody moving, and this is just summed their day up. Kicks long, Batson's his target. Kicks on the Batson in right in, great kick, opened it up now, can they go? And they do, that's Kennedy, long Snyder's hardly had a sniff, Clugston shut him down, beautifully rode by Kent. Comes to Bone though, his left foot kick is high, up and under, out in the forward pocket, comes back down to Zanka, he kicks around the corner, Clugston running back with the flight, will let it bounce in front of him, and over the line it goes for Johnson Moustache and another ball in.
About 15 metres around from Nhill's goal. They need a goal here, East. 5-1-31, 2-2-14, just keeping away from them a bit, ball's thrown back in again. Up they go over the top with Donahue again, gets the punch down, Jack Lamb punches too. And the old punch there down on the ground there. They just jump on, 4 or 5 guys jump on it, umpire says give it to me. Just inside 50 metres going towards Nhill's goal. Zanka puts his hand up against McDonough. Up they go, McDonough, Zanka over the top, comes to Ross. Ross is on the boundary line there, too close to the boundary line, pushed over the line before he got a handball, and they'll have another throw in. 7.5 minutes gone in this second quarter.
11.5, mate. Took a
Is
while
it?
to start the clock.
Righto. So ball's thrown back in. That's what we got on the scoreboard. Up they go, McDonough again, doing a good job in the ruck there. Comes back around to O'Donnell. O'Donnell to McDonough. Gets it out wide again to Jack Lamb. on the left foot, down the line. Not a great kick, and that's out of bounds on the full. I think it's out of bounds on the full. Yes, it is. Mitch Dellenberg will bring the ball back in, comes back in again, goes to his brother in Jared Dellenberg. This is Jared Dellenberg, who's kneeling on a handball to his brother again. Kicks it long and high into the forward line. They need a mark over the top. It's all Dimboola here. They're going to repel it though. Out they come again to O'Donnell. Gets it over there. They get it out there. Handball, really tackled there. Now gets it back in there again. Was Dellenberg again. Jared gets it into the forward line. Can they take a mark? Schneider was there. Got his hands to it. Couldn't hold on to the mark. Well done there by Clugston. And just repelled there. Then they bring it ball back out again. Quickly goes out over the back over there. They take it there. Comes back in. Williams to Ross. This is Ross. He'll come through the middle. Takes a bounce now. Doesn't know where to go. Does. Gets a handball over to the running player. Over to Miller. Miller back to Ross. It's got to sit. Doesn't sit for it. Then tackled. Then tackled. Then he's got to be holding the ball. Surely. Got to be holding the ball. Not. Umpire says, give it to me. He hats that ball loose. That's got to be holding the ball. Every day of the week, mate.
Puts it in the air. 16 points in front. He breaks a tackle. That's Jack into the middle to Williams.
He goes all right.
Yeah. Williams just a little bit over. He's got the biggest kicker. He does kick along to the fine ball. Intercepted by that man, Albrecht. He brings it out the line. So Nick's going there. Nick's going there, not sure where to go. So now he can just take his time. Now he's got to stop clock. Go back into the right. Make it short again to Hodges. Down to Kempsey's side of the centre. Change the game to forward. So and that's what they're doing. Goes down, Dellenberg. Goes back to his brother by hand, making another work. Away with that. Yeah, give it to me.
You got to reward them, Easty. I'm sorry.
Just give it reward. Bats him down. Miller trying to get onto it. They go bounce for Johnson Asashi, and we'll have another throw in the second quarter for Precision Farm Solutions. Technology specialists.
That seems winning what Easty got the least of getting rewarded.
Well, Dimmy's winning the ground ball.
Absolutely right.
Bats him down, has to follow up his own ruck work. Handball straight out to his Nhill opponent. That it wasn't the lightest. Snyder just trying to get a sniff. Clugston jumps on top of him, wraps him up. So both the SP and Snyder, they only had a sniff.
Roberts has been quiet.
He's dumped up the long corner, 1-on-1 against Reed. Paid a hold actually.
It was either a mark or a free kick, wasn't it?
So probably
Too far out.
Too far out.
There's more forward.
Short. And he's gone over his head to there. Missed that completely.
Should have run right.
Goes out wide to Marshman, to Bone. Got a clean pair of heels in front of Hunter. Kick back in looking for Joe Dickinson. Didn't sit right. Got it. Comes back to Politis. Politis, a low spearing ball. Beautiful kick to Hiscock. Hiscock dropped it and then played on. It got to be pinged. Oh, the umpire said play on. Snyder on the bottom of it. Clugston, Dickinson taken high. Dropped the footy. Got 1 out of 3. That's not too bad.
Unfortunately, Nhill made a meal of that.
Clugston out wide, not a good kick. Comes down now, flipped across to Miller. That came by Griffiths. Now out wide towards Campbell. Campbell, great work by McLean, gave away inches. Tried to keep it in, shouldn't have. Comes to Moore. Moore chips it into Jack Lamp. Went one hand, tries to follow it up. Politis got there. Taking in, it's Dellenberg and Moore. Right on centre wing. And it's willing, there's no doubt about that. It's too behind you. tries to get the free kick for a triple will. Right under the scoreboard that shows Dimboola leading by 16 points. Dylan Lamb will take the free kick.
Made that move.
It's gone against Dylan Lamb. Dylan Lamb was the one that was tripped.
I don't know.
That was Alexander was on the ground and he
I
tripped
know.
Lamb.
I know.
No, I can't read it. So he goes short. Ross comes in, the fence is smothered. Tries to get the free kick for high. He's drew that one. So
The young Marshman should have taken that mark.
Yeah.
That's an easiest.
Ross takes it, gets around Marshman easy. Then the helicopter kick forward and it just lands beautifully.
Benjamin.
Yeah, he's a
Very
left
nice kick of the foot.
Yeah, he's a good kicker.
He's within range.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, Nhill need to be working there after they throw Batson forward and throws Anchor into the ruck.
Well, if we're going to continue to bomb it forward, rather than like two key forwards that are not even 6 foot. So here comes Benjamin Brett. Lovely left foot kick, Wilson high. Going to go across the face of goal and just get through for a minor score. So 5-2, 2-3. We're in charge.
Just short. Another mark there by Alexander. He goes down long, straight through Dick Robertson's hands. Then Dimboola will repel there, comes back out the land. He's been good, kicks it into the forward line. Not a great kick though. They get back there. Reed's there for Nhill. He'll repel on that left foot, goes down the line and a good kick and hits up Xavier Bone. Xavier Bone will chip it over. That won't be 15. Got to be play on. I said he went to Roberts. Well, it wasn't even 15 anyway.
Yeah, he stepped over the line.
Yeah, absolutely. So the ball will be thrown back in. From Batson, the big fella in Campbell. In the top there, Batson got the big body in front. Then they had a fresh airy from Dallenberg. Then they get the ball out. No, just a grubber coming back out. They pick it up there though with Zanker. Then they pick it up. Dallenberg's thrown to the ground. Umpire, what's going on? Going to pull it back in. Let it go there for a second, but then blew the whistle and said we'll have another ball up. So 5-2-32, Nhill at 2-3-15. Haven't shown a lot today, Nhill. Just, Dimboola really have the better of them. Then it comes back to Lant. Had a good game. Gives it back to Ross. Ross to Campbell to Lant. Lant out wide again. Over the top. Comes over here to Miller. Miller's been probably their best player. Has a bounce. Comes inside. Long and high into the forward line. Can he get his hands to Calder just puts the big hands up. Takes the mark in front of Reed. And he'll go back. He won't be too far out here at 2 Easty. Going to kick from 45.
Right on his distance.
Yeah, right on his distance. Direct.
Fantastic play there from Miller to take that on through the middle and go long and direct into Calder. What we've been screaming about for 2 years. Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Well, can compete with any side playing this brand.
This
And the thing about it,
puts him right in the mix.
and when he gets it in one-on-one, he's a chance.
Oh, no,
You know, when they slow it, they get it in, he's got two or three on him. It's just impossible. So he comes in. The kick from 40 metres, directly in front, kicks, and it goes to the right through for behind. Yeah, that's his distance, East. He's got to be 5 metres closer.
I'd say 5 metres closer.
Hasn't got that.
Probably had to put a little bit too much into it and pushed it to the right.
Hasn't got the inch, has he? Got to bring it back in this time. This is Dallenberg. Bring the ball back in. Goes out wide again. And they take a mark. Batson gets his hands to it, but couldn't mark the ball. Then comes back to Lucas Dallenberg along the ground though. It's going to go out. No, Dylan Lamb kept it in. Then an inside out kick goes straight to Alexander. Play on those set umpire. It was cut stop hands. All they come through hard there was Dick Roberts. He collected his own opponent, his own player. A free kick comes back inside. Comes out to that man in Hodges. Hodges now goes down the line. They need to take a mark. This is Xavier Bone. Had his hands to it. Then tackled down the ground. Good tackle though. Great tackle there by that man in Griffiths. Will Griffiths. Fantastic tackle there. They were away then, Nhill too. Goes short again. It's up Sellens. Sellens now. Out wide. It's going to go over the top. Comes up there. Gets Dallenberg's there. Gives it handle there to Ryan Schneider. Schneider gives it over there to Griffiths. Slipped over there. Is that getting out? Kennedy. Then they win the ball back in. Comes back out. Goes to Simon Hobbs. Comes into Calder again. Couldn't take the mark. They're chopping the hand and just get a free kick. And this time he's only about 25
This is
metres
his
out.
range,
On his 45-degree angle. On the right side for right footer. And should go back and have no trouble with the amount of goals that he's kicked in his career, isn't he?
You expect him to kick this
Well,
one.
he should kick this. He should kick this. A man of his ability.
Probably 45, 50 degree angle.
And 5 marks inside 50 and 2 free kicks for him being infringed upon.
Yes.
That's what you want a full forward to be doing.
Comes in, Calder, on the runway, kicks it straight to the ball. That's a beautiful kick in it. It takes it to 6 goals, 3-39 to Nhill, 2-3-15. They're struggling, Nhill.
Yep.
They're struggling, Nhill. They've got to do something with their forward line here. They've got to structure up differently here somehow.
I think they've got to throw that.
No, absolutely.
Bring Zanka up. Now,
Yep.
Zanka can run and complete,
Yep.
so throw him on the ball and just let him run and complete and be like a fourth midfielder. Because, yes, Batson's winning every knockout, clearly, but they're not getting any advantage from it. So, make a move.
Yep.
In the middle, O'Neill and Clugston, just their experience down back. It's just having a field day against the younger, more inexperienced Nhill forwards, and be expecting a good old-fashioned Trevor Ryan spray at half-time. I just don't know if I can do it, but I bet you'd love to. Up in the air it goes, bats and dumps it out of the area, down to the ground, comes out to Dylan Lamb, goes right, willing to just go forward, create a contest, and work from there, comes to Dallenberg, out really rapid with the way the ball removed the footy over the top against Nhill. That's can't do much. He turns on his left foot out wide over Marshland's head, trying to get back on it. 1 or 2. O'Neill left it behind, paddles it out towards Kent. He goes to ground, they knock it forward. Dylan Land, he wanted it, flipped it out, charging through that up in the footy umpire. Play on Zanka, he's wrapped up by Hunter. And I said, give it to me. Ball up before it goes in the air. Siren goes, so 25 minutes that quarter went for, and it is Dimboola that hold the Aces at half time. They lead 6-3-39 to 2-3-15. 2 goal 2 if I get a chance to warm up, Robin will probably do a hamstring after he's spoken with. Big heart, and their ruckman that on him, he's competed well.
No, he's been good. No, he's a bit...
Batson's won a lot of the attack out, but really hasn't put him to advantage. And like with Donny, I think Eastie's got Mel Coots. Quarter action. Mel Coots Martin Pose repairs to bring it to us, and we get it put in the air. Lock to ask. Alexander's the man in the ruck, goes up, competed, wrapped up, tackle, going nowhere. We'll have a secondary ball up, again still in the middle of the ground. Ruckers set themselves, they go. Alexander followed it up, Hodges was held by the arm. Play on, advantage taken by Dallenberg. Long helicopter kick forward towards Batson. O'Neill came out and met it, took it with him. Now they work it long out of half back, over the top. Good work by Dallenberg, worked his way to the front. That was Mitch Dallenberg in front of Williams, and got it over the line and out of bounds. The outer side of the ground, scoreboard side that is, from where we sit. in now. And the umpire rolls it in. Roughly like that. Donahue down to Miller to Ross. Alexander for Nhill dives on it. It's going to be held in there. And we'll go up in here again. We'll go through the process. Open space, which is the ball first. Moves out back to handle, back to Roberts. Roberts put his team up. Comes to Miller, to Moore. Long hand ball up to Harold. Back to Miller. Miller, first time they've gone backwards. But that was the case it had to. And it's taken by Hunter. Giving away about 30 metres, they're now in the back pocket. Nhill shutting them down. Where do they go now? He can come back for a Nhill if he wants. Got Hunter in short. Fly on, so he kicks a little short kick. Finds his teammate there. This is it. Just holding the full Nhill. Just set up a beautiful little zone on them. Goes long down the line. Alexander sets himself. Parkland trying to bust his way through was Albrecht. And he'll have a ball up right in front of the scoreboard. It shows Dimboola leading by 4 goals.
Yeah, 6-3-39 Dimboola, 2-0, 2-3, 15 balls thrown back up again, out the side on the half-forward flank for Ireland. Schneider gets a good quick kick. Oh, put one hand up there was Hunter. Couldn't take the mark then, just scrappy play. Players jump on the ball, umpire crosses his arms and says, give it to me and I'll the ball up. Probably about 35 metres out from Nill's goal. They need a goal here, Easty, badly. It comes in, up they go. Gets the tap down, Miller again over the top of Ross.
Behind the free.
Behind
There
the
was a
play.
whack by Miller. Miller whacked. Not sure who it is, but leaves the ground. It was a free kick. Dimboola argued a little bit
Might be Xavier Bone. So Bone will get the free kick. The result, the kick will come back to Xavier Bone. Pop one in the midriff, Easty, and then third.
He ripped a little bit lower.
So he looks okay at the moment though, he's going to go back. Now they need this badly, Easty.
They do need this
But
goal.
any chance to keep in the game, he has got to kick this without putting too much pressure on him. Comes in, should kick this though, 35 metres out, pretty much directly in front. Comes in, kicks. It is a goal. There's a goal. He put it right through the middle. So they go to 3 goals, 3-21. Dimboola are 6 goals, 3-39. The 4-minute mark of this third quarter, the premiership quarter, Easty. So they've started okay. Nhill, that was probably a lucky free kick though. And didn't really see what happened on the play there, but resulting free kick and they kick the goal. So it's always good to get a goal out of a free kick, mate, isn't it?
It's goal just taking most of your chances, and that's what they did just then. They had the struggle, they had the scrap, but I think the Nhill bench would be pretty happy with that.
They made a few changes. You see Deep Rocks is on the wing. And also, no, I like to see, and I just
Zach
think
has gone back, Alexander into the ruck, and the big fella.
they also play McQueen in the centre.
That's in the middle, it's cool. It was real discipline by Miller. They were out and away, and it's cost them a goal. Ross left it behind, trying to pick it up now is Mary. He gets it out, but it's turnover. Couldn't take it with it, comes back to Robert. Kick the ball back in, kick around the corner by Dallenberg. Comes to the ground, Hunter trying to get it, he went to ground. Loose ball now, wrapped up, umpire's letting it go, good work. Trying to get out Dallenberg in Jared, but couldn't. Have a ball up half forward. Nhill venturing forward. Russian shield themselves from the sun. Up it goes. And Donahue wins it down to Ross, who throws it out. To McQueen. Henry on the top. Dallenberg gets around Miller. Oh, good smother by Lamb. Now turnover from Miller to Lamb. Dylan Lamb, you're in trouble. Locked up. Umpire said, give it to me.
fumble. Fumble cost her on
Go in the air.
There's another chance for
Go back himself
well,
in
he
there.
has to kick the goal now, Cougs, or else he's just let his team down.
So this is Lucas
He
Dallenberg.
must feel confident.
Comes in. No, too long way to the left. And out on the floor, no, just 3-4 behind.
He had
So that
two
was
options.
poor.
Yeah.
That was poor. He put the footy on the ground and just turned his back. So 3-4-22, 6-3-39, Dimboola, work it in through Clugston. He takes it over to Miller. Miller. Long towards half forward open space. Where is the run? Sits beautifully. He'll just burn them off and go short to hit up Williams. Oh, Williams, great work. Spoilt by Alexander. Gets around on his left. Calder can mark this. Walk in and say thank you very much. Great play from Dimboola, from deep in defence to right up to Calder, and he says, I'll have number 5 myself for the afternoon. Thanks. But you don't get much easier than that.
No, you don't. No. And that's the beauty of it when you see a bloke like Williams. Beautiful pass in there too from Brett, but Williams just got the ball scored. It was good enough to retrieve it again, and he knew I'm going to have a big key forward sitting in the square, which he kicked down to him, and he was too far in his own there, Calder.
Dallenberg passed it off to Roberts and probably made a sure goal of it. Instead of behind, and she's a 2-goal turnaround.
He had Robertson conscious there, so back in the middle, to Ruckman. Alexander will go up against McDonough. So, Alexander gets over the top, McDonough gets it down low, back around the corner, Dylan Lamb, out of the middle again. They've won the ball out of the middle a lot, then just picked up there, but wrapped up there on the 50-metre mark, right on the 50-metre mark going towards Dimboola. If they get another goal, she's all over here. McDonough around to Jack Lant, goes through traffic again, gives it back to Williams, to Dylan Lant, gets on that left foot, goes into the forward line, is there again.
Point.
Yeah, it's going to be a point. Would it be just a mark, but it was a point.
Just beyond the line.
Coming out now, Reid will bring the ball back in on that left foot. So Reid to bring the ball back in. A man out here in Xavier Bone. You've got to go, young Xavier. Does this time. Can't throw them up there. It's paid them up. Evan Hunter came over and knocked it out. I thought he was a bit lucky there, Easty.
Oh, yeah, I don't think that
Paid
was
them. No, I don't think it was either. But so Xavier Bone goes down the line, goes short. Oh, should have taken the mark there. Was his spot good? Then they turn it over. And that's been the story of the day, Easty.
Yes.
They've just made too many mistakes. It comes back to Dallenberg. From Bone this time, gets it into the forward line. McQueen's there, puts one hand up. Good work there by Polner though, working hard on McQueen. McQueen couldn't take that mark, just a little bit later than Polner. Had the strength there, Polner just to hold him up there. Umpire blew his whistle and said, give it to me, we'll have another ball up. McDonough, up they go again, gets a tap down there. Dallenberg comes out to his brother in Dallenberg. Kicks it on the left, Schneider's there, uses his body well, taps it over the top. McQueen should run in and kick a goal, and does, and kicks their fourth goal. And did they need that goal, Lisa?
They certainly did need it.
Did they need that goal, Lisa? They
They
needed
worked
that.
hard, didn't they? It's not pretty footy from Nhill, but they were prepared to work hard and keep pushing that ball forward. That's who's going to.
Actually, it was good work by Schneider, though. Just the strong
body
work, body work. Just get the ball there.
He just
Tapped it up. No, he's strong. He's very strong, but just he's short, so he's short, so he's just got to make it. Yeah. Take the big high mark.
Back to 18 points, 7-4 to 4-4. and Nhill put two together in the
Yeah,
row.
they need. That's what they need to do.
Struggled to do.
Yeah, that's what they need to do. And Easty. Won't leave you out, mate.
No, thank you.
Looking on the straight line. Alexander high, but my dog that wins it down. Comes out to Lance from McDonald. His kick off the left foot, spews out wide. His brother in Dylan tried to keep it in, but over the line it goes. It's like I say, she looks at the throw in the third quarter. And he does got a football as experts.
Dylan Lance going good again, Easty.
And using the ball much better. So another player using the ball better.
Now, look back. Oh, that's a strong tackle. Oh, very lucky there. Still have plenty of work to do. The workhorse of the week at the moment. And the players putting their name up for that. There it goes. Nobody brings it down. Try to clear it out. Hands and knees. Comes out to Benny Miller. Big guy from the ground. Gets it out. Free kick to push. Advantage. Jack Lant loads up. Going to go out on the full. Right, it's touched. And the boundary's thrown forward. And it's thrown into play. It's the boundary umpire. Dimboola respond and just strips that margin back out to the 4-goal mark. Hold it down.
Fantastic break.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
They just walk through that and kick the goals. Then we're going to do leaps off at 8-4-52 to 4-4-28 on your legislative scoreboard. So it's just sort of bottom between this 4 goals and 3 goals mark.
Yeah,
And
I
Nhill
just
can't get any
I just
closer.
had the glasses on here, Easty. You just give Dylan Lamp a nod there, mate.
Yeah.
Just get out in the front and just tap it down where you remember the last goal. Fantastic play, yeah, no, it's great play. Actually, Dylan Lamp has been very good. He's close to the best for me. I know Ben Miller's been really good, but you know, he's been really good, Dylan Lamp. Oh, they have. No, absolutely. No, you just not, yeah, like their clearance work's been terrible.
Back up it goes. 4 goals down. Alexander follows it up out the middle. Kicks it long forward. Snyder and Clarkson. Clarkson goes the fist. Comes out. Didn't sit too well. Hodges gets it. Line turns himself and it's still caught by Ross. And that's going to be his opponent in the face. He goes out wide to Hobbs. Long forward corner, got the box seat. Oh, good work by Reed to get a fist on it and get it over the line and out of it. Oh, Johnson Asashi.
So the ball will be thrown back in about 25 metres around from Dimboola's goal. Deep in the forward pocket. Calder. Will he do the ruck work? No, he won't. Comes back up there. The big fella in Campbell does the ruck work around the body is more. And it just goes to the right and through and forward. Had a flying shot, did more out of the stoppage there. Just went to the right through for 89. So they go to 8 goals 4, 58 goals 5, 53, sorry, to Nhill 4-4-28 at the 14.5-minute mark of this third quarter, Easty.
Yeah, and very happy they just watched Reed start sprinted across the green and called his direct opponent.
Yeah, sprinted with him, yeah. So Mitch Stellenberg will bring the ball back in, goes to McQueen. So then he's got a player on in Reed, hits him up, couldn't grab the ball, though. Went off his hands and just went over. A little bit of pressure, conceive pressure from Moore, just put that pressure on him, just couldn't take that mark. Was Reed and the ball's gone over the boundary line and we'll have another throw in.
Horsham Saints very quick at the boundary, 8-4-52. Lead stall 5-8-38.
So Politis gets the ball out of the contest, then they pick it up there, can't pick it up though. Just a lot of Nhill players just can't pick that ball up, Easty. Comes back to Deep Roberts, gets it out to Schneider as he been put on the ball. Then a nice looking kick out to Dallenberg. Little push in the back. Umpire would have seen that but let the ball go on. Then comes around the corner, taken there by Coleman. Coleman not a great kick though. Picked up again there by Hodges, gives a handball out to Roberts. Roberts goes out wide, not a great kick, stands under it there. was that man in Albrecht, but he couldn't. Then Dylan Lant comes away with it, gets the 1-2, then a little shit kick over the top, gets it to the player there in the leading player in Benjamin Brett on the left foot, gets it in long and high. Can he take a mark? He can't take the mark. He got a free kick for Holden though, in that man in Jackson Calder. A free kick right in the goal square will be paid, and he'll go back, and he's already kicked 5 goose. He'll go back and kick his 6th goal. He's directly in
It's
front,
on behind play.
2 metres out.
It's where Dylan Lant got
Comes in, bang, kicks the goal. They go to 9 goals, 5, 59 to 4 goals, 4, 28. Just a one-way street at the minute.
Probably unlucky not to be a damn field back, because he did get dropped after his kick. That's in the act, just kicked it. And then
every day we work hard.
I'll tell you.
Very quickly for D&D, we'll go around the ground district league. Kimpanoyo 6-2, Harrow 4-8. 4-6 Stiffs. League LP by 70 points. Sahara by 36 over Canova. Radra Ponto by 65. And the Panic League Eaglehack by 7-0.
I'll tell you one, Easty, there's no better hard-running player than Dylan Lamb.
No,
he does. Yeah. Absolutely.
So back in the middle, Dimboola just about putting this game to bed at the moment. They lead by 31, a game high. Down to the ground, Miller, hands and knees to Jack Land. He's starting to get into it. Long, Calder, 1-on-1, got to sit. Comes over the top, gets it to the ground. Comes back to Calder. Calder looking for Brett. Free kick for dropping the ball. Back to Reed. Reed goes out wide. And that's Kennedy. He works it up the wing there. I've got a bit of space to work the end up on this. Centre in. Just no movement forward before you can do it defensively. Just set up a beautiful zone all the time. The midfield's working hard to get back, so it's just long down the line. Cluxton sits out under it and takes a mark. Right under the scoreboard, it shows Dimboola 9-5 to Nhill 4-4. So Cluxton, short to Calder. The defensive six have been very impressive today. Dimboola.
an excellent coach, an excellent.
Calder runs away, kicks it to Long. Don't get over the top. Williams got a couple to beat. Roberts got the good. Williams good smother by Reed. Williams dives back in under it. Oh, could have been high up. I said no, not to me. Continuing in it.
Coach, how good was Jono Ross at the feet of the fall of the ball right there and there?
Yeah. Wait for it in there again. Just inside forward 50. Comes McQueen. He's immediately wrapped up by 2. Go again. So what can you do? Interesting to see the 3/4 time, 7 or 8 minutes away, 5 down. They need 1 at least before 3/4 time, you would think. There's a kick, goes out of bounds. If Johnson is asked, he'll have another throw in.
Well, if they're this far behind Coops at 3/4 time, they've kicked 4 for the game and they've got to kick 5 to win.
Repairs fast, reliable on the left to your doorstep, brings his third quarter, comes over back to Ross, sprints off, Calder.
Right,
That's where you want it on 6, where the footy is.
Yes, you do. He's had a good day on the wing, no doubt.
Yeah,
I can understand why they're not moving him, but wow, I couldn't see
This, I hope Dimboola just put this video up in the room and say, this is what happens when we kick the ball forward and not sideways. 7. 3 this third quarter for Calder, and he has blown the game open. He's kicked 7, Nhill have managed 4. So Nhill 4-4-28, Dimboola 10-5-65. And Easty, this game is dead and buried at the 20th third quarter.
And I've got to make an apology to the last 6 or 7 in Dimboola side. I said I thought they'd be their Achilles heel. Well, they've certainly thrown that bit in my face today because they haven't had a passenger car. Not one poor player. Everyone's been great.
Back in the middle again, McDonagh gets tapped down. Up in the ball, meter. Another ball up. Go again, gets it over there. Over to Roberts. Roberts around the corner. Can they take the mark? where there was Coleman, was it? Picked it over there, it was given to Ross. Ross is a racehorse, takes a bounce, takes 2 bounces. Now the handball went over the top to Harradine. He runs off there. Oh, just had the ball, should have done better there in the ball. Harradine should have done better there. Just a quick fumble, a little fumble at least, he makes a difference.
It just stops you run.
You just haven't got the time. Those people are on you. Ball's thrown back in again. They have thrown Schneider on the ball. They go again with Donahue. Schneider, the man I just said, got a handle, but it was smothered by Ross. It goes back to Dylan Lamb. Got a man out wide was Ross. Didn't ignore him. Then kicked it into the forward line. Looking in there for that man in Benjamin Brett. The ball's beat him over the boundary line, and they'll have another throw in about 40 metres around from Dimboola goal. 10 goals, 5, 65. 4 goals, 4, 28 are nil at the 21.5 minute mark of this third quarter. Ball's thrown back in again. Up they go. Whistle's gone. Who's the free kick going to? Advantage to Jack Land. Jack Land has a flying shot for goal and has put the 11 on the board.
It wasn't over, it is now.
Oh, it is, mate. Yeah, it is. The thing about it though, the umpire blew the whistle there and advantage, and Jack Land didn't even know he had the advantage.
Well, he
I know
ran
he
and then he stopped,
yeah.
and then the umpire had to say,
I know it's the goal, but
you are clear.
still, yeah.
And he should have probably yelled earlier, as soon as he took off.
But,
2 minutes into this third quarter.
they've got all the answers, haven't they?
71 to nil, 4-4-28. They've kicked 5-2 this quarter to 2-1 and have blown nil to the Shizenhausen. And they are going to be serious contenders for final spot if they continue this style of play at least.
Oh, boy, Farkas, this has been super impressive today. And as I said before, thoroughly enjoyed it, didn't expect it, but loving what I'm seeing.
It's the best football we've seen Dimboola play for a couple of years. Comes down to Miller, hands and knees, back to the big Rockland, 2 handballs out to Patter, pass that short to Miller, Miller wide to Harradine. Harradine, kick up forward, these over the top, back it around, it's Benjamin Brett, and he kicks it actually into the back to Simon Hobbs, then bounces off, Jack Lamp will get there, doesn't, coming out, charge on,
Great tackle.
yeah, great tackle, I'm not sure whether he gets done for a free kick, it was a throw or a hold, he took about 2 steps,
I think play on
just
was
two
the perfect
balls out
Play on.
and a free kick to Jack Lamp.
The only thing I will say, he took him on,
Yeah.
and it was a great tackle by Jack Lamp, because
But he stood up and took 2 steps.
yeah, I know, but
Well, what was he supposed to do?
No,
He couldn't stop.
No.
I'm not disappointed he's got a free kick though, to be honest. No.
Gutsy,
No.
No, I agree, absolutely. I think it was a great tackle.
It was a good tackle, but it wasn't a free kick.
No, well, I disagree.
So Lant comes in and goes.
I think it was a free kick. I never paid the least, he rolls umpiring.
Yeah. Hey, well,
So it would have never been paid if we didn't have 12-5-77 to 4-4-28 on the Elite Fodder scoreboard. And this now is getting ugly for Nhill. This is really ugly.
Neil's going to play for a bit of pride here, and as you mentioned earlier, we're not far from 3/4 time, and I'll be interested to get down around the Nhill huddle just to have a listen to how they address their team.
Yeah, and will they drop their heads in the last quarter? And this could all of a sudden become a 15-goal win to Dimboola the way it's looking. They're out by 8 goals, 1 at the moment. So get back in the middle. Back to 6-goal third quarter. What's called the premiership quarter. Well, it's well and truly all over. Schneider being super quiet to Batson. He on the left wing, gets it forward. Harradine running back with it. He's got left his feet to Bone. Bone, his left foot forward. Comes down there, flickering it forward to Dallenberg. They've just got to work hard to get it forward. Getting back there was Griffiths. He keeps it in. Goes one way, then the other. Then brings it back down. 8 in front. He lost his feet. Miller on the bottom of everything. And we'll have another ball. Centre wing. Justin Muller inside. Attacking at the centre.
Even there is the only one should have made it. The Queen's a kid forward.
Last one was holding the ball at the other end. took 2 steps. He was tackled perfectly. Up in the air. Comes out. Dylan there. Comes down there. Moore trying to get him. He jumps down. Scrappy. Umpire's letting it go. Now he blows his whistle. He says, give it to me. Another ball. 12-5 plays 4-4. Batson dumps it. Back on it. There was Kent to Ross. He's starting to get a bit of the footy. Goes out wide. Handball was good. But his teammate Griffiths took his eyes off it. Goes back to Clugston to Ross, who's followed it up and takes the mark at centre.
He's done a lot of running, hasn't he, too, Ross?
Well, that's his game, isn't it? Just run. He takes
so Ross out on the other side. Took the mark there from Clugston, told the play on, then goes down the line.
Spiral.
Been a big kick there and Moore just lost his opponent and took an easy mark. Gets him in the full line. Calder's there, 1 on 2. Nearly took the mark, then the ball bounces out. Then they pick it up there, goes to the ground, 3 or 4 players. Nhill get the ball out again, comes back to Mitch Dellenberg, short little kick out, then they get it there. Jack Lance, strong, around the body, kicks, and just goes to the left and through for 80 behind, but done a fantastic job did Jack Land.
Colbert, can I just say there, Jack Land has taken on 3 nil opponents and beat them all ends up.
Yeah, just too strong, mate. They bring the ball back in. There, taking the mark there was Dickinson. John Dickinson. Just outside 50. Short again. Hits up Dellenberg, and this man is Lucas Dellenberg. Comes in short again, goes to his brother in Jared Dellenberg. He plays on through the middle. A spiral punt, comes back in, gets a foot to it. That ball comes back out to Roberts. He picked it up, great pick up and gather. Kicks, and goal. And goal. Yeah, fantastic pick up. Just a one grab and just turn on his right foot and really saluted and kicked the goal. You know, fantastic. And that's the thing, we've seen a lot of Billfoot blokes just fumble a little bit, and you can't afford to fumble. You've got to be so good with that. So Dimboola go to 12-6-78 and Nhill at 5-4-34. That's a 28-minute mark of this third quarter.
Jared Dellenberg and Holly said over 18, he's working really hard.
Actually, Mitch Dellenberg's probably been their best backman. He's been good down there. He's been good down there. He set up a bit of play out of that back line. So back in the middle again. Batson's back in there this time. Up against McDonough. Batson over the top. Didn't pick it up. Nearly held there though was Hodges. Then they get the ball out again. Dimboola, away they go again. Dylan Land grabs the ball out of the centre, puts on the burner, gets it in the full line. Calder's there, he's over the back. Well done there by, that was his man, his opponent in Albrecht, done really well there. Little soccer off the ground, couldn't get it, comes out the deep. Roberts, he'll ball there, goes down short, hits up his man, and the little man in Hiscock takes him up, quickly goes on to Dickinson. Dickinson takes it, gone, moves it about 20 metres, then goes through the corridor, hits up that man again in Hodges out wide again, all lucky, took the mark, now they get the ball on, making over there, by Jones, this is Jones, gets it in forward, ball bounces, then they run onto it, this is coming back in there was Schneider gets it, then gets a handball out over to McQueen. McQueen had it and lost it. Now can't pick it up. And that's what I was saying before, Reece. You just cannot fumble, fellas. And a man of his ability just fumbled there. He had a chance there, but he didn't fumble there, Reece. He's run in with the goal. 12-6-78, 5-4-34 nil.
Into this third quarter. Nearly 30 minutes gone. We've got here, flipped it over the back. Griffiths tried to charge through, wrapped up, going nowhere. Umpire's going to give it to me. Dying stages in this third quarter where Dimboola really asserted their authority. Smacked forward, trying to run the top foot down. Comes out, they take on a handball. He's kicking out, James is kicking this time. Brett went out of town, was there, had to get it for a kick. Now it comes to Lamb. As the siren sounds, was going forward to Calder. It was on It probably could have been a free kick back in the middle. So at 3/4 time, it still didn't been pushing a stuff down in the goal square again. It is Dimboola 12-6-78 to Nhill 5-4-34. We'll take a break, come back with the last quarter action shortly. The ground, the umpire moves in, holds it aloft. Nhill show a bit of pride.
Well, hopefully Nhill can show a bit of pride. We'd hope so anyway.
Dylan's there, Dylan's out, then he tries to kick it off the ground. Ross comes in.
Oh, you're kidding! That carton's got an issue.
It's a big gap with the yellow to
Ross should have went deep.
Don't revert back to those little
right under where the reset crosses the line, they go out of bounds, production facility is now in doing.
Mohawk.
That's pretty good.
He does.
That's good for precision farm.
Good job too.
Come over the top. He goes forward, ball that comes out. The impact of the contest is like check down the tip of feet. He's got his boot to the ball. Handball back, not dead. Taken by Hobbs. Hobbs to O'Donnell. Out here to the young fella in Sellers, I think it is. And he's punched it wide through for a minor score. So it will be 12-7-79. 4-34. Fullback. Long. To ground and wrapped up in the tackle. I'm playing a free kick against you. So it's kick by Kennedy, 1-on-2 contest. 1-2, couldn't hold on, Paradine couldn't take it. Big got real short kick, comes hands to Snyder. He goes in, somebody went back. He's just getting up top one now. Comes to Politis, he's hardly been sided today. Goes line to a 1-on-2 contest and concentrates.
Good raffles that didn't always there, mate. So Cluxton, just getting a bit of age on your Cluxton, but still plays a pretty good brand of football, pretty solid, and he gets it out to Haradine. Haradine right at fullback, runs, brings it out this side this time. Coming out there, over the top. Johnny Lyle, Ross, nearly took a screaming mark, went over the top. So on over the side there. Then they pick it up there, coming in, running in there, picked it up, ducks in one way or the other, then threw it in the air, comes to Ross. He took the mark, but wasn't far enough. Then tackled, they got the hands to it. That was Kent, got a handball there, comes back to Robert. Now to Politis. Politis gets in. Now over the forward line and coming out, and Reed comes out and takes the mark, the man with the two different colour boots, and then spears the ball in. Couldn't take the mark. Is that a free kick for a punch in the guts? But it's not. They get the ball out wide now. It goes over out the wide to Williams. Comes back inside to Jack Lamb. He takes the mark. Quickly gets it on. Out wide. Got a running player out wide here. Over there in Brett, that's right, Benjamin Brett goes forward and goes bang and kicks their 13 shot. The way they move that ball there, Reece, four touches and they got a goal out of it.
Yeah, but it was all opened up because I do not know why Darcy Reed did not go back. He's a left footer. 25 metres out, 50-degree angle, should have went back and kicked that goal. Give a bit of face to his side. He's tried to spear the pass, it hasn't come off, and the whole ground's opened up for Dimboola. And well done because they run it, moved the ball long but direct and finished off with a very easy goal.
Would have been a free kick, so I think it was spinny tackle almost. 13-7, 85-4.
But don't put yourself in that position,
That's right.
folks.
Exactly right.
Didn't have to, had the shot on goal, 25 metres out.
That was on the elite fodder scoreboard, up in the air it goes again, Batson wins it down. Trying to get through this hiccup, and that fella been thrown into the middle.
Did they've been smashed at stoppages?
Yeah.
Dimboola
Oh,
smashed it.
Goes again. Roberts an underground kick. Gonna find Nhill, bounces once, gets up, handball back to Hodges. Hodges is high, straight ball, is it? No. It's to the right of the stick. Through for 1 defence. 5-35. They move to 13-7-85. We're back to 50 points. It's Clugston. Brilliant from two-back. Hodge onto the footy. 5.5 minutes. Going short. I'd hate to see them all just sort of turn the clock off now.
Keep going.
Got to go hard. The shooting is going to be probably important. So Griffiths into Ross. They've had 5 kicks and really haven't moved it anywhere. He handballs backwards to Clugston. Doesn't hit a target because Clugston gets to Miller. And then also doesn't hit the target. The handball to Clugston was long ground. Miller back to Clugston. They've had 10 possessions and have gone backwards 10 metres at the moment. So it goes back to Miller. He can come down the line now. It does. Finds Griffiths. Will Griffiths over the top to Ross. To O'Neill. O'Neill goes backwards to Miller. Miller now holds the footy up. This might be the time they've got some paper boys.
6 minute mark of the last quarter and they're just kicking it backwards. They're just blind.
Honeyman to Dickinson. Goes out wide to Reed. Beautiful kick.
Reed moves right forward.
Yeah, and a good lead. Now he comes in on the left foot, gets it in long and high. Over the top there was Batson, couldn't take the mark. Now it hits the ground. This is Dallenberg. He's tackled and went to the ground. Umpire crosses his arms and says, give it to me and we'll have the ball up. 20 metres out from Nill's goal. 13-7-85 Dimboola. 5-5-35 Nhill. Ball's thrown back up again. Up they go again. Over the top was McDonough. Ducked his head there. Was the big fella in Hodges. And he's just, umpire said, give it to me, we'll have another ball up.
Pink lead Harrow by a point at 3/4 time.
Up they go. Dylan Lant round the corner again. Picked it up and more. Played in front. You've got to play in front like he did. Now the running Ross. 1 bounce, 2 bounces, 3. He's got 3 bounces. Then gets a kick into the forward line. Ken Calder this time takes it and just gets them big hands up and takes a strong corner.
You called 35 minutes ago to go long, Cobber. He goes long there and the shot on goal.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
I want to say one thing. Won't give it up. Big Batson, he chased him then.
Yeah,
he chased him full tilt. The big ruckman, who's 40.
And if he didn't chase him, mate, he would have kept running and taken a few more bounces. But
so kudos to the big fella.
Yeah, absolutely. So Calder comes in directly in front. This is on his distance though, Easty. Comes in, kicks, nicely off the boot. Nicely off the boot. Straight over the umpires. Well, umpires said. And that's through for 14. And I think it's his 8 goals to Calder. He's been very good. He's going to have to be
I was just thinking.
he's going to have to be in the PPU.
He's right in calculations.
Absolutely is. I see Darcy Dubray doing the run, so he obviously got his stage. So yeah, so back in the middle this time, but no, she's all over bar the shedding. 14-7-91 to Dimboola and Nhill a 5-5-35 at the 8.5 minute mark of this last quarter.
Probably one bloke's going to get the shorts, one bloke's going to
There's going to be about 5
get something else to in there.
Yeah, I agree, Goose. Good,
Now listen, do you
good
reckon
call.
we could perhaps take the bag home ourselves?
Yeah, good call. Good
Back
call.
in the middle comes to Ross. Levi's him. Dylan Lamb couldn't take it with him. Trying to get through to Kennedy. He comes out. Oh, it could have been a free kick. But Batson gets the handball, it gets a boot on it, comes out wide to Williams, he left it behind. Albrecht hasn't been Nill's worst player by far. Hodges, hands and knees, trying to get it out. a circle, gives it back to Dellenberg. He kicks long and high. Oh, up acceptances early, comes to the ground. O'Neill, Griffiths kicks it in, comes back, and now bounce right out this Kent.
Not the worst player, really.
Very solid across there.
Very good. Guys like that. Very good.
I think he was going to sort of fill the void of Dylan Lamp. I think Dylan Lamp gets overseas later in the year. So when it comes Batson, flick it over the top to all Dimboola. Nill's got time to stop, cross, think, give it to Ross. Ross kicks inside out. Well, it was sort of, I think he's looking for Mitch O'Donnell, can't charge it down the middle, but Roberts was back in there. He spears his left foot kick, asks a lot there of Bone, it sits for him. He gets around Dylan Lamp, handle off to Jacko O'Neill, intercepted it, Hobbs got it out, comes to Williams. Williams has his kick pushed off the footy, and Huntington takes it. He kicks it into the middle to Roberts. Moore tried to shut him down.
Roberts has worked his way right into the better players too.
Roberts short. To Albrecht.
No, he's not.
No, he's not for Reed. He's gone around. Hunter had him and then lifted the ground as well. Reed back on top. Oh, that's knocked out the tackle.
He kept slinging him there, and he sort of let him go.
Yeah.
Reed actually looks more dangerous forward than he did.
So Reed, just a lovely left foot kick. Just one of those that just seems to have time on his side and distance when he puts it on the boot. But his kick forward has been knocked over the line and out of bounds. And for McKeel, the MP will have Australia. 11 minutes into this last quarter, more choice by Precision Farm Solutions, your Trimble Ag Technology experts. Nhill work it forward, coming out to charge, need it with Snyder. He couldn't get it, comes back to Clunston. He gets a little kick out of the fence. McQueen will get there first. He does. Looks to go one way, then the other. He's shut down. Play on. Another Nhill player down on his haunches. I think it's Reed. And a kick right through. Is that gone through? That is a limping goal, that is. That was Snyder.
Snyder. Yeah, rather than Snyder.
Yeah, he kicked that one. Absolute beauty from the boundary line. I was still watching Reed on hands and knees. But the elite footer scoreboard goes to Nhill 6-5-41. To Dimboola 14-7-91. Back to 54.
Is he great? Jake McLean's had a poor day.
Oh, I reckon he's the best player.
Jeez.
Well, I'm not the same game, mate.
Oh.
Hey?
I reckon he was the only player
No,
that
just
touched in the first half.
No, absolutely. But just for his ability, I haven't seen him fumble like he's fumbled just before that. Well, anyway. It must have been the same game. Up they go again. Batson gets it out of the middle this time, running on Gallenberg. That man in land again gets a quick kick. Then comes back out, they pick it up there. Tackle there was Jones, then quickly played on. They go out wide again. Over to Campbell over the top again. Coming out there is Albrecht, he'll meet the ball, does the quick coming through there. Bones gone into the back line, got a handball out there. Now comes back out to Campbell over to O'Neill. O'Neill chips it short, and that man in Williams takes the mark between wing and half forward. Now chips it back again. Goes to Griffiths into the corridor, goes to O'Donnell. So O'Donnell goes around his man, gets it in short again. Goes back in there to Campbell. Campbell out wide again, got John Ross coming out there, going to take them out, quickly plays on, should run into an open goal, kicks around his body, around the corner, and shoots 15 goal. They go to 15-7, 97, 6-5, 41 at the 13.5-minute mark of this last quarter.
Just got one favourite. I have 12 best players today for Dimboola. Because it's too hard to drop and take the 6.
So young Jones is limping off. Jones was in the hands of the trainer, just holding his foot coming off. Doesn't look too good for him. Got a bit of a limp up there, Eastie.
Around Barrett got 50 points. Horsham Saints by a goal. And about 15, so back in the middle. He in. And Hodges, he's wrapped up Hobbs. Behind.
Ellen to go there.
In the air it goes. Kick forward by Dallenberg. Good mark there, taken by Hiscock. And a mark 51. So he loads up long. Just a lot of slider over the head. We're going to run through for a behind. Off the boot of the young fella in Hiscock. And he is 6.22. 55 points. And the elite on the scoreboard. Hobbs sets himself. He's got a fist to it. It's hold.
He come from Indian Qatar, didn't he? He's originally Dimboola.
Nhill's best. Goes wide. Reed on a good lead. Takes a mark. And he does look a likely lively forward.
Much better. And he gives them something, too. He gives them something.
Yep. Reed out wide. Just team up deep in the pocket there. Almost went to 50. Once it walked off the mark.
Mitch Dallenberg. I'll tell you what, he's worked hard today too. He's been very good.
Mitch Dallenberg from 48. It's a beautiful kid.
And it's a lovely kid.
So just a little bit of respectability getting put on the scoreboard. Mitch Dallenberg's first.
Is he heading back to the midfield or back to the back flank? What an effort if he's going back to the back flank. That's
good
good.
running, isn't it?
Gut running.
Very good running. He's getting close to the
Very close, I reckon.
Very close.
Very close. Yeah.
On the scoreboard, they've got all the 50 points, 15, 7, 97 to 7, 6, 48.
Well, that Batson in their best players because he's not even knockout.
Yeah, well he has. Yeah, no, he doesn't play.
Goes over again, wins it down beautifully, trying to work it out because Lucas Dallenberg jumped on and we'll have the ball up. Great win by Dimboola this will be, just throws it back in. He's going to need to win this one just to really make it a bit easier chasing that fifth spot. Big tap out by Batson, taken now by Ross, gets around one, sells himself into trouble, goes back to Polner, long handball out to big fella and O'Neill. He goes wide of the sellers, he's market. In turn, they want to move the ball quick, they've got a couple in short, one was Moore, the other one was Campbell. Miller on his left foot, long, and getting back across the gutsy mark taken by Cooley.
Quickly played on, take his front on it, move back around, 1-2, gets a long kick down the line. And Nhill's there for Dimboola, just taps it over the top, comes back to Campbell. Campbell now chips it short to the leading player, just putting it up. Dallenberg takes it now, Dallenberg, this is short again. Into the right, which is I think it is, and gets it out wide, right out here, Honeyman takes the mark, he's got a man over the top, and Jake McLean, not a great kick though, setting up, then got a Reed in the back, picked up there again, turned around was Bone, Bone gave it to Dallenberg, that's dropping the ball on high, and it is, advantage, goes to Ross, then gives the handball to Dylan Nate, takes a bounce down the hill, takes two bounces, then kicks it into the forward line, Hank Holder, get those big mitts up, oh, coming over the top, it's either a mark or play over, actually, he came over there was Benjamin Brett, and spoiled Calder.
Stay on the ground, Benjamin.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's your big forward.
It was nearly his mark, but Calder should have marked it.
No,
it was his mark.
Yeah.
So Calder out of the ruck and then just had a quick kick along the ground that goes through the 15-8-28 to Nhill 7-6-48.
You don't want to see that sort of stuff happening, though. Even when it's jumped on, stay on the ground and
so
let
Mitch Dallenberg again brings the ball in, goes out wide again, but goes straight to O'Neill. That's not a great kick there. comes back in short to the Miller. Ben Miller gets on the lead, coming out the hold. Simon Hobbs couldn't take the mark. Then picked up by Politis, then gets it out wide. Taking the mark there, had the high for the mark there was that man in Kennedy gets it out of bounds.
We'll just go around the ground very quickly, cover.
Yep.
Because it is Saturday. Sydney play well on Saturdays.
Yes.
She's 3 goals straight to a point.
Who's in front?
I told you, Sydney play well on Saturday.
Who they playing? Sorry.
Essendon. You know we're getting stitched up.
Yeah.
Don't laugh.
So Jonathan Ross has got a free kick, mark anyway, a free kick. Then we'll go back. He'll kick from 50 minutes. Jeez, he's done some running this player.
He's been good again.
He has been. He's in the top 3 players. I know who my top 3 will be. Comes in, kicks, and kicks beautifully. He's a goal kicker. And then he just gives the old crowd a kiss and waves to the crowd over here on the left on the hill there, and they all roar and saluting with their cans in the air.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, between him, Dylan Lant, Ben Miller, and Jonathan Ross are the 3 best players on the ground.
Jackson Cole is good.
Oh yeah, no. Well,
Have him in there
he's
too.
been fed. They've fed him all day.
They're the best for
No, well,
They are the best for
no, they are.
Cover Cassidy kicked out and didn't get in the best.
Oh, he tear the paint off the wall.
So back in the middle, a link for the
We'll have
scoreboard.
a few times.
What you kicked out and didn't get in the best players. Dimboola 16,104 to nil, 7-6-40. A 56-point thumping here at
Oh,
Dimboola
he's done
today.
some running.
Up in the air it goes again. Batson tried to flick it over the back. Miller first there. Hold on to it for a free kick to Miller. Advantage play. Not a good kick by Dylan Lamb, but lands on the player's chest.
It's your day. That hit him way south. It was a helicopter hungry punch.
This way out back. Pushing over flying every which way but the right way.
So this is for goal number 9.
Well, this is the best game I've seen Calder play, though.
Well, they've got the ball down and we give it a chance.
No, absolutely. No, this is what we're saying.
It comes in. 9 is in the
And that's what we say, though, is that we've said it for 2 years now, where he's come down. Get it in quick to him, like one-on-one, and we've said, I don't know how many times. It's
No,
not.
we've lost it.
Yeah, but anyway.
62 points. The good.
Does he moved into your top 3 now?
Who's
Kicking 9.
that? Who's that?
17.
Oh, Calder.
Well, is he?
Oh, well.
You know what, Jono was a little bit slow in the first quarter. You might have to drop him to 4.
17, 8.
No, whoever you pick, that's fine. But that's just my opinion.
No, I love it. I
That's
love
just
your
my
opinion.
To 7, 6, 48. So really big win. This is going to be like Dimboola.
This is the best game I've seen Dimboola play for 2 years.
Oh,
In
yeah.
the air it goes. Batson takes it out of the ruck. A little dicky kick gets it out wide to Luke Dickinson. He ducks around, gets it all away, comes back in like into John Berg. Dorps is in trouble with the seat. Colner there, picked up by Dylan Lamb. He turns, stops, drops, looking for his teammate, but Nhill intercepted there. Roberts wants to go. Kicks a low room burner straight to Colner. That's one thing about the Roberts. He tries to drill the footy rather than just sit it up and let teammates run onto it. And now it's gone out of bounds and over the line. So the 23-minute mark in this last quarter. Been one-way traffic all day and Bull's way.
Beastie, Simon Hobbs' game, what do you think?
I've been happy with Simon today. Not going to be my best players, but I've actually seen signs from Simon again for football that he's never used. And I think it's going to take him a bit of time to get back into the groove, but he's certainly shown good signs today.
He's had 12 months out.
Yeah.
No, that's what I mean, yeah.
League footy again.
Yeah, no, I've been happy with him today.
Yeah.
Goes in there. Batson bumps it forward. That's what we like. That man Ross, he will the whisk. Third land. The 2 hardest runners on the ground. It comes out wide to Harradine. 6 for the mouse. He arches the back, gets around, goes long. Ignores Calder, goes longer. Comes over the top wall. Could have been taken high. back and kick his second for the quarter, second for the game, and the 18th for Dimboola. 18, 8, 116, 8 points, and one other positive, 17-8, who's kicking this.
Very good kicking, very good kicking indeed. I think that's because they've opened it, they come back into the corridor, they haven't had to push wide to the boundary to have scoring opportunities. Even when they've run the ball proper, they've been able to centralise it into the corridor and give themselves inside that 45-degree arc on both sides of the ground.
The whole team though have played their role.
Oh, my word,
They've all been good. And I know when you're winning like this much, that's what happens.
But they did it from the start.
They did.
Yeah.
Solomon Valley Thunder at the moment, 17-5, 107, 10-8, 68.
That's a big win, even though
Still about 20 minutes to go.
You picked him, Charles, always did, didn't you?
Yeah,
The footy is up on the roof. Down.
that is a mistake. Maybe my first mistake.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
I thought you said your first mistake was getting married.
No, that was the best move I ever made, let me tell you. That was my best move, ever.
Yeah, well, that
I'd have been lost.
I was going to say, where would you be without
I'd
them?
be lost.
Absolutely.
Mahara for Doomsday, 15-6-96, Kamala 6-2-38, Swift 16-11, 107, Calpin 5-4-34, Harrow 11-8-74, Kemp 7-9-51, Narajara 16-13, 109, Taylor's Lake 6-5-41, Ruritania 12-3, 75, Enoch Apsley 8-9-63, I think, 9-9-63, 5 goes. Ball playing again, Dylan Lamb, the kick number, I don't know how many, goes forward, to Ross, Ross a little snappy kick forward, all interested on this now is can Nick Fella kick here, to Hobbs, he dances around in a circle and then got time just to lace up. He could have turned, he plays, he looked inside and then just about did a 360. I saw Benny Miller on his own and just chest out.
I wonder if I'll get a phone call from Justin Bugler this week. Hey?
Maybe not.
No, come on. Now, come on, Taylor. I got you over the line last week, giving you a bit of a tune-up. And then this week, mate, you can't... No, you can't beat a top 5 side, sorry. I'm sorry, mate.
So Benny Miller just to put a bit of icing on his game by getting his name on the goal kickers list, and he does that. That's his first. He's been brilliant from start to finish. And then 19-8, 122 to 7-6-48.
What I reckon, Coods, is Ben Miller was the player that set them away. And then Dylan Lamb as well, but Ben Miller in particular set this side alight in the first quarter, and then Dylan Lane's been on to have 50 plus possessions. So I've got to toss it.
So Ben Miller will be the fan.
No, I'm tossing up because, look, Dylan Lane is right in contention and right swinging.
What about Jonathan Ross?
Jono is probably, between him and
At
Corley.
least had 49 touches.
Yeah, I know, but he only had one.
Back in the centre again. Back in the centre again, they win the ball back out again. Simon Hobbs had the ball, then lost it, and then come back over the top. Gives it back to Challenger. Out wide, can he take Mark? Can't take the work. Mark had a poor game, Bone has, and they win the ball out of the back line. Gives a handball from Kenton, Miller inside. Around the body there was Hiscock. Hiscock in, and the old fella in Clugston's just going to come out and take a safe mark, as he has done for years. Been a great player for a long time as good as Clugston. Goes out to O'Neill at the 28-minute mark of this last quarter, then goes back to Dylan Lamb. Probably had 60 possessions, this fella.
Yeah, it's
I tell you what, he's had a fantastic game.
It's hard to go
He's a
past
good
him.
player, then goes short again. Goes to Polner. They're just going to play out time now, which they can. Got O'Neill out wide. We'll kick a wobbly old kick. Ladd will run past. He'll give that ball onto him. There's 62 kicks comes in over the batter. The chase and more handballs over the running Pate. Pate gets it in the corner over the back. Williams is going to run onto this. Can he kick around his body? Does. Oh, it's just touches one through and just goes through the rock. Oh, it stays in. Picked up again. They go out wide by Alexander. Comes back inside. Going to chip it in. The young bloke can't take a mark as this spot. then goes to Dellenberg, comes through. This time was Dickinson. Dickinson's there, wants to get out of the road. Dellenberg, he wants to pick it up, does, goes out wide to Roberts. Roberts, not pushing the back, is it? No play on. Goes over the top, running down there was Honeyman. Over the top, well done. Great to Reed. Reed on the left foot, has a kick from 49 metres out, and the ball goes out of bounds on the full. And Clugston to bring the ball back in. 19-8, 122, Nhill, that's Dimboola. Nhill a 7-6-48 at the 30-minute mark of this last quarter.
7-2 last quarter, so that'll be pleasing for the Dimboola camp that they have really put the foot on the accelerator at centre half back. Comes, ducks the head, play on the umpire set. Dellenberg trying to wrench it out of the umpire says we're not going anywhere. Give it to me. It will come in and ball out. Absolute brilliant day here at Dimboola. Ideal conditions for football in the middle of May. Batson kicks it out of the air. Polner trying to get onto it. Dickinson arriving. Polner ducked the head, trying to charge through, wrapped up. And there's the siren. And what a big win for Dimboola. A thumping 74-point win over a side that sit third on the ladder. They put 2 in a row now, Dimboola. 19-8, 122 to 7-6-48. And that really sets the season up. If they lost this one, they were going to be chasing their tail. Instead, now they draw level with Nhill on 2 wins apiece. And it really puts a bit of excitement in the whole Wimmera League. These results today, you control them, what they're going to get done. So it's really becoming a bit of a lockdown.